I'm so thrilled. We had a chance to talk to Todd Williams and Billie Tsien downstairs at the General Assembly, and they are the 2013 AIA Firm Award winner. So well-deserved congratulations to both of you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. And they've been so busy downstairs with all of the interviews and all of those things. So we're happy. I'm sorry about the delay, but they're here and excited to have a chance to talk to them. So, you know, in Architect Magazine, there's a very nice profile about your firm, and I think they captured something very well. They talked about your firm not having a signature style, but signature values. What does that mean to you?
Well, it's kind of like living together. We have to establish the values of honoring and respecting one another in order to do good work, and then we have to do the same thing in the studio. And it comes from a belief that architecture is still a service industry, but a noble one if you do it right. So we like to try to take on each project on its own terms, understanding that we bring the history of our lives and our baggage and our way of working to that project, and we expect them to be on this adventure with us where we try to create something that's authentic and original for them, but doesn't necessarily look like any of the work we've done before.
So a client might come to you, but they wouldn't say, oh, I love the Barnes Foundation, can you give me something like that? You would say, we don't really work like that.
Well, every time we take on a project, it's really like it's like having a new relationship. So you don't really want your new boyfriend to be like your old boyfriend. So, new husband to be like my old husband. So I think that we really expect each client to go on a sort of new journey with us. And I think most clients are excited about that possibility because it's something that really comes from them as well as it comes from us.
You know, I read a story about the Folk Art Museum where in the interview they said, can you build a model? Can you do something like this? Can you get it started? And you said, we don't really do that. Where I can imagine another firm might say, oh, let's do lots of renderings, let's get them excited. And you said, we don't really do that.
Yeah, well, I think that we needed to know more about folk art. We needed to know more about their problem and their aspirations. We wanted to get into the relationship slowly because answers will emerge. I don't want a preconditioned answer on this project. And I think the most exciting answers emerge when you leave yourself at risk, exposed to learn something new.
I'd also like to say we are really slow studies. So coming up with a fast answer is not something we're very good at. So that's another reason why we say we're not so good at that.
Your architecture is like that, and I mean this as a compliment. When, you know, I might see a building, I may not know that you did it, and I'll walk around and say, well, this is pretty good. Who's this? And it sort of takes a while because it's not meant to be spectacular right away, but more that it unfolds, right? And then you begin to look at the detail, and you say, wow, there's a lot going on here. And then you say, who is this? Ah, of course, it's Todd Williams and Billie Tsien.
Yeah. Well, I think that we believe in designing from the inside out. That's another problem with architecture. So often it's about the image. And in our own development, everyone's development, your internal feelings and your sensibilities are much more important, as is the interior in which you live. So we start with a design thinking about the interior of a building and allow the exterior to develop. But many people want instant answers, a kind of an image, a solution, and it just doesn't come that quickly with us. It makes it a much more interesting life and experience for us. So actually it doesn't bother me if people don't actually know who did this building or that building. If it's a good building, it's a good building. And if we have an affinity with some other good building, that's perfect.